Today I am attempting the impossible. I'm going to try to beat the rated range from the official Tesla website. I'm here in my 2024 Tesla Model 3 long-range all-wheel drive, the Highland refresh, and the rated range for this car is 550 kilometers. If you math that down from around a 76.5 kilowatt-hour battery, that turns into a projection of 137 watt-hours per kilometer, and that equals out to 220 watt-hours per mile. Now here in Saskatchewan, Canada, weather's pretty extreme on both ends of it. I get into the minus 40 Celsius, which equals minus 40 Fahrenheit, and I also get well into the plus 30s, so I need the AC. However, today we've got the perfect storm to really get some sick mileage and actually see if I can beat the EPA rated range in this car. Here in Saskatoon today, it's about 17 Celsius, which is around 63 Fahrenheit. It says 16 kilometers an hour, but honestly, there's almost no wind here right now, so this is kind of perfect. It's been a rainy day, but now it's kind of sunny, kind of not, no wind. It's kind of perfect conditions to attempt a test where I can do this. So here's what my Costco run's going to look like, leaving from Warman, of course. Then there's going to be a whole bunch of highway, as we can see here, and then a whole bunch of city. So this is pretty close to a 50-50 split of city and highway. I wanted to do that. Normally there is a Costco, like right here at the very edge of the city, but I'm going to go to the far one for you guys to make a better video, to have it half and half city and half highway. Now, here is my projected trip. So it thinks it's going to be about 33 minutes, 41 kilometers each way. So we're going to do about 82 kilometers. I feel like that's a pretty valid test amount, and we'll see how we do here. So it's time to unplug the car. I've been plugged in for this intro, and we are starting at 70%. That's what I always run my car at in the summertime, since I never need more than that. And I haven't really driven my car in a couple of days. My battery's sitting at a perfect 20 Celsius. We'll see if this goes up a bit. I expect it will a little, but probably not too much, since, yeah, weather's at right around that 19 degrees Celsius. One more thing I forgot to mention, I'm going to throw it in chill here so I don't accidentally drive hard and pass anybody. It's going to be hard to do that, but yeah, I think chill is the move here for a test like this. I'm not going to go under the speed limit, absolutely not. I'm going to go my regular speed of 114 kilometers per hour, which is 70 miles an hour. It's a very easy conversion for all the Americans. Our speed limit here is 110 kilometers an hour, so it's a pretty realistic option to pick. And as for climate, I'm leaving it set at 20 degrees Celsius, which I believe is about 68 Fahrenheit. It's right in that range there, so it's a pretty nice, comfortable range. And it's worth noting too that that is the temperatures and the speeds that I always use in my testings. I'd highly recommend watching my other tests on my channel, but when you do, you'll see that I'm always going to be going these speeds and these temperatures, leaving everything in auto, so everything is really consistent based on the day that I'm testing. And so we've done our first acceleration. We're a couple kilometers in, and yeah, mileage already. Not looking good, but of course, that's just how things spike at the start, but just for your guys' interest, I'll show you. 2.2 kilometers in and at 237 watt hours per kilometer, so of course that's brutal, but that's just the first couple kilometers. I haven't had any regen, haven't really gotten to a groove here. It's already going down steadily, so we're gonna go way under 200 anytime here. 3W provides premium floor mats for Tesla models such as the Model Y, 3, and S. 3W also offers high-quality floor mats for a variety of other EVs, such as the Hyundai Ioniq 5 or the Ford Mustang Mach-E. From September 9 to September 30th, 3W is celebrating their brand day. Order through the link in my description and get up to 35% off on the official website or $50 off on Amazon.com. Plus, 3W floor mats will be giving one of my viewers some exclusive merch and a chance at a free set of floor mats. All you need to do is leave your car model in the comments below and tag at 3WLiners_official for your chance to win. Your odds are not bad here on my channel, since I don't get a ton of comments. You actually have a pretty good shot to win a set of floor mats for your vehicle. Yeah, and as you guys can see here, the edges are super tight. The 3D laser scanning obviously worked really well with getting an awesome fit on these mats. All right, let's get these things nice and dirty now and see how easy they clean. Thanks again to 3W Floor Mats for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to enter to win your own set of floor mats in the comments below, and go check out how affordable a set for your own car can be with the link in the description and using the code FrozenTesla for up to 35% off. I'm pretty excited to do this. And honestly, guys, I don't think I've ever actually hit less than 137 watt hours per kilometer on a trip. Whether it's because I'm enjoying the full power of my car and giving it some good acceleration when I pass and stuff like that, or if it's just because the AC is running because it's sunny out or something. But yeah, maybe once I've actually ever hit the rated watt hours per kilometer for the EPA rating. So I'm excited to do this, and I'm pretty confident we'll hit it today. And here's the conditions we're driving in. So obviously overcast and cloudy, but road is dry. So this is kind of ideal. Pretty much no wind on the trees on the side there. I have a lot of confidence that we are going to crush it. So we got about 14 kilometers here till we're sort of entering the city, and so we've been on the highway for a few kilometers already. So yeah, it's pretty close to a true half and half. It's about 17 highway and just over 20 in the city, which sounds high, but I guess that's accurate. And we're locked in to autopilot at 114 kilometers an hour or 70 miles an hour. 10 kilometers into the journey here, 177 watt hours per kilometer. So we're doing okay so far. You know, as we lock into this cruise and as we just lock into the 14-kilometer highway stretch, it's going to slowly come down. And then once I actually get to Saskatoon, that's when things get good. A decent chunk of my driving will be at 90 kilometers an hour. However, there's going to be lots of slower points than that where, you know, electric cars actually do better than on the highway. Unlike traditional gas cars, because all the times you're slowing down, you're getting that regen, it's going straight back into the battery, and it actually makes a pretty meaningful difference. Forgot to mention before, but my tires are pretty much right at the rated number of around 42 or 43 PSI. Of course, I keep an eye on my tires, and they are pumped up properly. Now we are just about to be entering the city, and so the highway portion is coming to an end very shortly, and we are already doing pretty good here. So 165 watt hours per kilometer, and it's only going to get better as our speed goes down. So yeah, I have quite a bit of confidence that we're going to be crushing this. I will update this after a few kilometers in the city once we get that number down. All right, it's looking like we might be working against a little bit of rain, but that's okay. Now there's the other Costco that I would normally be going to when I'm not making a video, but instead I'm gonna drive an extra 22 minutes for you guys to make a proper test video here, because otherwise it's too easy. And we are battling a bit of rain here now, so I was hoping this wouldn't happen, but it is. We'll still see what we can do here. At least the highway portion wasn't rainy, so we didn't have too much rain drag there. But yeah, I still have confidence that in the rain we'll be able to make it, but this is disappointing. I was not expecting rain on this. So it'll just make our challenge a little bit tougher. 24 kilometers in, we are at a stop right now at a red light, about to do some red lights here before we get back on the freeway, and we're getting pretty close to rated. However, that is a little bit concerning. We were 90K for a while there, but I think we will get to the number. We're pretty stinking close, and then on the way home is going to be the tough stretch because it's back on the highway, but pretty sure within the city I'm going to be hitting this. I also have to say I'm impressed with the auto wipers on this car. They're way better than when I bought it. I'm not sure if there's just been updates that have made the auto wipers better, but it was quite literally unusable when I bought the car, and now it's pretty much always doing exactly what I would like it to be doing. So I'm pretty impressed with that. That just comes with the regular software updates that this car has, right? So it's pretty cool to be getting these regular updates and getting stuff improved. Now, of course, I think they should have been better always, but yeah, they're sitting here wiping just fine right now. All right, well, this weather is kind of annoying. I'm in some just solid rain where the wipers are constantly going and traffic is a little bit slow. There's puddling on the roads, as you can see there. I actually just felt a pretty big puddle right there. The car's at a fairly big disadvantage at the moment. And of course, this isn't going to be quite as smooth and quite as simple as a dry day. The weather is basically perfect for the interior, at least. I've pretty much not felt or heard my fans come on at all at any point here. So, holy smokes, that's a lot of water. I hope that picked up on video. Yeah, there's more rain than I was hoping for here. So this is converted into a battle against the rain on a nice day, not just a 20-degree day without wind. But the test must go on, and we will see how we do. 7.7 kilometers till a bit of a turnoff. We're in a 90 zone this entire time. And I'm at 151.5 watt hours per kilometer, so not looking great here, folks. I'm not sure if this is going to happen today, but we're going to keep on trying. I had my higher hopes before, but this is, yeah, it's not even going down right now. We are parked here at Costco, so let's see where we're at. So we didn't quite make it. We're about 9% worse than the rated range here, and it's no longer raining. It was raining for most of the time I was driving. But yeah, here we are at Costco, and it is kind of nice weather. But yeah, we're sitting here at 18 degrees. My HVAC system in the car is barely making any sound, and we used 9% charge or 6.2 kilowatt hours to go 42 kilometers. So overall, 6.2 times 16 cents per kilowatt hour. Was that, not even $1 to drive here? So yeah, this is obviously still super efficient, but it's not the rated range. So I hope we can hit that. I always like to open this page here too when I do road trip testing, so we can see exactly how the car did and what we are expecting and what we got. So driving, apparently I did exactly what the car thought I was going to do while driving. In terms of climate, not surprised, used almost nothing and used less than expected. There was no battery preconditioning here. Battery was happy, and everything else used 0.4%. So I guess that's like audio and listening to podcasts and such. And apparently we used about 0.5% more than expected due to an east wind. It says 11.5K. My weather app said 16K. So yeah, I mean, that adds up. And battery temp, 29 degrees. So the battery temp went up quite a lot here just from driving. So yeah, that's not a surprise since when you're driving, the battery's in use and it's going to get warmer, but that's still a very healthy temperature. Time to go in store and buy the stuff I need. Of course, I'm going to leave Sentry mode on. You never know when someone's going to blast a cart into you or blast their door into yours. That's why I park far away, but apparently even parked in the far corner. She's a busy day on Sunday, folks. And so heading into the store at 61%. Right, folks, made it back from the zoo in Costco. Busy in there, but before I leave, you know what you got to do when you leave Costco. You got to get the $1.50 pop in a hot dog. I go for the Polish dog. I highly recommend it. And watch a video in your Tesla.
Can't hold down all your loose papers? Well, the Oukitel WP1.
All right, Polish dog down. It is time to go. Quickly going to go over the numbers here before I take off, and yeah, we're going to try to beat my number on the way home. So funny enough, still at 61% after about an hour and 15 minutes of Sentry and about 5 or 6 minutes of a YouTube video, so that's interesting. Sentry doesn't use too much, and neither does watching videos with audio on and climate turned on. And quick reminder of the stats, 42 kilometers in, should be have about 84 by the end, and we want that 148 to go down to 137. Also, bonus tip, drinks from Costco fit perfect in the Tesla cup holder. It's like couldn't be smoother. It is sunny out between the clouds, but it definitely doesn't look like rain right now. At least hopefully the rain doesn't come, and if it does, then it does. But for now, we have a fair chance here at maybe hitting our number of 137. All right, folks, we'll take it. We're currently hitting the 137. It is 0.9, but we are hitting it. However, we are almost halfway home by distance, but we are going to be on the highway real soon for about 15 kilometers. So this number might change. However, I am pretty happy to even be this close. So we'll see how this goes. Well, we are about 2 kilometers from turning back into town. And as you can see, it's raining hard again, but we got most of the way home without rain. So didn't go too bad. And current number, we're at 143.8 watt hours per kilometer right now. And I'm about to turn into town, so we actually might hit it. We're gonna get super close if not. So this actually went pretty good. Made it home, and we got some pretty interesting results here, honestly. Since charge 80.8, just note that is actually a little bit lower than the 84 since it took a slightly different way home. It was less kilometers, but more likely to be backed up. So that's why that happened. And yeah, 140.4 watt hours per kilometer. So I was extremely close to hitting the EPA recommended. However, current drive. So that is since I left Costco, I actually beat the EPA rated range by 5 watt hours per kilometer. So what that's telling me is the more lack of rain on the way home helped out, or maybe it was the wind. So let's check the wind here. And so I'm on the energy usage graph, and honestly, it looks very similar to before. However, I used less energy, but I traveled slightly less distance, I guess. Interestingly, wind from the northeast costed me this way as well. So basically, wind costed me in both directions 0.5%. So we didn't save anything there either, which I find really interesting. It does say we did better than projection, and we arrived home with exactly 54%. So pretty much I used exactly 16% state of charge for about 81 kilometers. I used 11.3 kilowatt hours, so if we times that by 16 cents, which is my after-tax number in Canadian dollars, I spent $1.82 in Canadian dollars to drive 81 kilometers just now. It's not that cheap in a Honda Civic, folks. I don't care which one you have. You're not doing it for that cheap on gas. So still came out ahead there, but I did not hit the EPA rated range. Even though I tried so hard, the only thing I could have done was gone under the speed limit on the highway, which definitely I'm not going to do. Doing it today with extremely minimal wind and the ambient temperature being right around 20 degrees and not sunny. So the AC did not have to turn on. Basically, climate was not really running at all here. Even with that, couldn't hit it with a mix of highway and city. Of course, if I just did city driving, yeah, I would have easily done it, but that's not an average drive, right? You want to know if you can hit EPA with a fair mix of pretty close to 50-50 city and highway, and Couldn't do it even when honestly, trying pretty hard to do it. So that's disappointing. But I mean, I was only like 1 or 2% off, so really, I almost nailed it if you look at it that way. There's all kinds of tiny factors that would have changed that, so I really did almost nail it. And so overall, for the purposes of this video, mission failed. But overall, for the purposes of just daily driving, a 2024 Tesla Model 3 long-range all-wheel drive, big victory. I would appreciate a like on the video if you liked it, a comment if you have any thoughts or anything you learned out of this, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you for checking out another FrozenTesla video here in the not so summer, but definitely not winter, and I will see you guys on the next one.